previously made a video about the Arsenal and dialectical materialism. I won't go over the whole thing, it's about appreciating history as in the conditions people live in, rather than the great man who changes the path of history. Some thoughts connected to that on the Liverpool game. Dear me, I'm running errands now. I need to go to the barbers as one of them. It reminded me, rather than thinking about dialectical materialism, to think about the weather report. The weather report would say there's an 80% chance of rain. And then, if it doesn't rain, people say, oh, well, the weather report was wrong. The weather report was not wrong. They said there was an 80% chance of rain. That means 20% of the time, one time in 5, it will not rain. It doesn't mean that they were wrong. I think that there's a lot of criticism of Arteta around about us being negative. It cracks me up that Liverpool have played a certain way all season. Very gung-ho, flying forward, everyone supporting the attack. And they've coughed up goals. Against Palace, 2. Against Bournemouth, 2. Against 10-man Newcastle, 2. So because of this, they fundamentally changed how they played. They left the back four in a line. Szoboszlai and Kirkes stayed back, did not want to get caught in behind. It was clever. It was a good tactic by Slot. Very negative at home, some would argue. But we went out, very specifically with Madueke and Martinelli, 2 speed merchants who would try and go in behind, and a solid centre. I remember some computer games you have 3-star players, 3-star footballers. If you gave Arsenal 3-star footballers, everyone would say Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, and I'd say Martin Odegaard. Saliba's the only one of them that starts, and he doesn't even last 5 minutes. Great debut for Mosquera, well done. That was a huge bonus. Never did the Liverpool really properly get in behind us. There was that sort of kerfuffle where Raya spilt one at the far end. I haven't seen it replayed. They scored, but apparently it was clearly offside. Obviously Arteta had an idea, a plan. His game plan was to hit Liverpool where they've been weak already this season, in behind the fullbacks. That plan was, That plan was to some extent driven by the fact that we didn't have Saka. I personally, in a perfect world, if that's what you're trying to do, you would pick Kai Havertz as your central false 9 rather than Gyökeres. Obviously, with all our injuries, that was not an option. When I say our 3-star players, our top earner is Havertz. Top earners are Havertz and Jesus, both out. Star players, I'm giving Saka, Saliba and Odegaard. Saliba's the only one who starts and he doesn't last 5 minutes. There's plenty of excuses to be had, but still, the way that game was determined was by a sort of low tariff chance, a 30-yard free kick. And I think to some extent, we're in the far end, we saw Raya lining up. People I was with were like, what are you doing? You're on one side, get across. Thought he was very badly placed. I thought possibly that he's trying to bait Szoboszlai. Well, I say Szoboszlai, originally it was Salah and Szoboszlai lining up. I thought he was trying to bait them into shooting. I think Raya wanted a shot from 30 yards. He thought they wouldn't score, couldn't score from there. And partly that's why he's a bit embarrassed by it, so trying to make this excuse. I'm sure the new ball does move more and or differently from the old ball, but he set himself up going, God, have a shot. You're not going to score from there. And they did. But like I say, a very low tariff set piece chance. If you said, weather report wise, right, here's what we offer you. Arsenal get 4 or 5 corners in each half. Liverpool's best chance is a 30-yard free kick. You would take that. You go, 8 corners, 9 corners, whatever it was. We should get something from there. Unfortunately for us, most of the game we didn't have a left footer on to take corners. Deckers didn't have his greatest game. I think he's a great dead ball player, but he can't all be brilliant every week. And we needed a left footer for the in-swingers. So many of them were on that side. I don't know the numbers, but I felt like we took so many out-swinging corners. which are way less dangerous for us. Whatever. That was a game of chances few and far between. Now, playing Martinelli on that side, who is our most diligent defender from midfield, if the year was 2024, when Salah was dropping absolutely Messi-like numbers, you'd say, well, I'll take that. You give up Martinelli and they take away Salah. Sounds like a great deal. Everyone's going, oh, that was too negative. There's this sort of underlying concept that, like, what Salah's shot, that's it. Just because Salah's had a drop off this calendar year he's finished, he's shot as a player, I don't know. The criticism of, I mean, I've seen Gyökeres, I'm getting all these messages slagging off Gyökeres by Liverpool fans. And I'm like, Florian Wirtz cost twice as much as Gyökeres and did little to nothing. Salah gets paid twice as much as Gyökeres and did little to nothing. The game was won by, I think I'd call it 80%, a moment of genius by Szoboszlai. What a free kick. It is an absolute banger. In off the post, anywhere else can be saved, and to some extent 20%, maybe that's unfair on Raya, but there's a chunk of blame I give to Raya because I think he sets up to try and bait the direct shot from the free kick. Hold on, I'm going to switch arms, it's getting sore. I think if you give Arteta that weather report, you say Wirtz does nothing, Salah does nothing, get little snapshots from Gakpo and Madueke, and Arsenal get a whole series of set pieces, 4 in each half. I think he might have taken that. Might have said that Arsenal will have a better chance of winning that game. I think that we did have a better chance of winning that game. I put us in the 20% no rain section of the weather report. I don't know if Arteta got it wrong. We've just ended almost a full season of aways. Is it 15 games? A full season of aways is 19 games. We're unbeaten in like 50. Even more. I think it's 20 something, 22, 24 games against the big six. Unbeaten. And people say, oh, well, you're not going away and winning. Well, no one's coming away and winning against us either if we're unbeaten in over 20 games against the top six. It's very strange that the person who massively changed their tactics was the home manager, and the narrative is that he wins. It's a results game. It's a low-scoring, results-based game. But and well done, you know. The great man theory of history is always that maybe that was it. That was a slot made Szoboszlai believe that he could take the free kick. I don't know whether I agree with that thing. I think you could play that game and most of the time it will finish 0-0. And you might, play that game 50 times and Arsenal win it 5 times. And most of the rest of the time it's 0-0 and Szoboszlai hits that free kick how many times in 50? Twice out of 50 I'll give him maybe. This was a tight game. Decided by a tiny margin. It's early in the season. We have plenty to go. There's no one in this league that looks like putting together a superstar magic season. There's not going to be an invincible team or a centurion team. I think Liverpool even look as good as last season. So far, this first 3 games before the international break is a bit of a phony war. I think the fact that people are somehow, when they slag off the negativity of Arteta, it's almost like they're writing Salah and even Wirtz off. I'm loath to do so. Wirtz was an amazing player for Leverkusen. Salah's been an all-time Premier League great. Give those chances that Madueke gets, little half chances to Saka, the game could be very different. Ibs and Ands were pots and pans with, oh dear, is that a racist thing? I've known even tinkers, it probably is. I just remember my grandma saying it. We have had a slow start. The real season is when it goes Saturday, Wednesday. That's when we can benefit from this bigger squad. Looks like we might have both Jesus and Havertz back before the end of the year, which is great for the FA Cup, great for rotation. I thought it was a Havertz game more than a Gyökeres game. Given the choice, you'd have played Havertz. But that's life. What can you do? We go again. I still have a lot of belief in this team, and I believe a lot of the hatred directed at Arteta. I mean, oh my God, some of the things I've seen shared on the socials. Quite often people, Liverpool fans slagging off Gyökeres and ignoring the fact Salah and Wirtz. Salah double his wages, Wirtz double his price, did nothing. There was a stat of open play XG. It's like we played 3 games, 2 of them were away. Both of the away games were decided by 1 goal, which was not from open play. Trying to understand the whole season in the context, but by taking away the winning goals in 2 of the 3 games seems like madness to me. Obviously, that was a match of the day. Searching stats, open play XG. I mean, we scored early from a set piece against Manchester United, which affected that game. We didn't play well against Manchester United. Didn't play terribly against Liverpool, but we weren't brilliant in that game either. It's very, very early in the season. We're going to score goals from open play and from set pieces. There's no one in this league for us to be scared of. I'm delighted with the performance of Mosquera, and I'm very excited to see how we do once the games start coming thick and fast with our new larger squad. Confident that Arteta will be sending out considerably stronger lineups and tactical setups in the incoming games. Big home games against Forest and Man City. Let's see what we can do. Come on, the Arsenal.